Stippling or pointillism is the art or process of drawing, painting, or engraving using numerous small dots or specks. Artist George Seurat was very famous for his pointillism. You can see that he used a lot of different colors, but this whole painting is made up of tiny dots. And he used something called optical mixing, where he would place different colors next to each other and they would visually mix together. So his greens that he created are actually a series of blue dots and yellow dots that are placed very close together to create the green color. Here are a few other examples of stippling. You can see the dark sections where the dots are placed very, very close together, and then the lighter sections where there are hardly any dots and they are very spread out. This rendition of Starry Night is a reverse stippling where the background is black and then they place the white dots on top. And you can play around with different colors as well. The artist David Foster creates stippling without drawing, but he actually uses nails instead to create his pieces. All of these pieces that are on display here are just created by pounding nails into a base piece. Before you start your stippling work, it's important that you practice creating a value scale so you are comfortable with creating the different values with only using dots close together or far apart. For my value scale, I'm going to create a 1 inch by 10 inch grid. I'm going to measure 1 down from the top, 1 down from the top over here, to get my top edge. I'll measure down from there. Across, I'll make sure that's 10 inches long. And then I'm going to mark every inch across so I can have my boxes be 1 inch by 1 inch. And you'll want 10 of them, and you can label them 1 through 10. To start your value scale, make sure you leave the 1 completely white, and then you can start with your lighter section and work your way down to your darker value, which will be 10, and that one will be pretty much completely filled with dots. As tempting as it is to try to just color in the number 10 just regularly with a marker, make sure you don't, because having that speckled look is really important. Even when you have super, super dark values, you will still have some of the white paper showing through. When you look at your value scale, squint to your eyes, and you should be able to see a difference in each of the values. If you don't notice enough of a difference, you might have to adjust and add dots in certain sections so that you can make sure each value looks very distinctly different from the ones next to it. For my stippling drawing, I am choosing to draw a picture of a sculpture that I have. When I went to India, I bought this little sculpture, this elephant carving, and so I'm going to take a photo of it and then turn that photo into grayscale so I can better see which of these stippled values will match up with the values on my photograph. Here I have the photograph that I took, and I'm going to change it to grayscale. So now I can compare the different values with my value scale here. The first step is just to draw out your drawing with the basic contours and basic shapes lightly with a pencil. Once you have most of your outlines and contours mapped out, it is important to also look at think paint by number at the different values. You can also draw different sections. Like here, there's a dark shadow, so what I did was I outlined it. And that way, as you start stippling, you'll have some direction in what sections you should add more dots to and what sections you should leave with less dots. It is good to start, if you're feeling a little bit nervous, just to start with some of the mid-range values or the shapes that you can see really clearly, especially when you squint your eyes. Try to find some of those mid-ranges that pop out. I have most of my sections now mapped out with the different values, and one thing you can do as you're finishing up is just continue to squint your eyes so you can see where there are the darkest values and the lightest values, and you can always add more stipples wherever you need to darken areas. And also with some of your edges, if you need to just make a line of dots to crisp up any edges. If you erase your pencil lines first, you might be able to see areas that you need to touch up a little bit more. And there you have your stippling.